What's up, collaborators? Today we're delving into the realm of lesson planning with a game changer, asset mapping. I'm your host, Alexa, and together we're about to transform your lesson plans into dynamic, effective, and engaging learning experiences. Grab your notebooks because we're about to dive deep. Let's kick things off by defining the concept of asset mapping. Asset mapping is a strategic approach to help you identify and leverage the existing resources, strengths, and potential in your teaching environment. They can support intentional collaboration and instructional alignment between your lesson plans and the greater school community. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of asset planning, I'd like to point out a few things to consider. What do you already have planned? No need to start from scratch. Use an upcoming unit where you have the flexibility to include community assets. What will uncovered assets provide? Will they provide resources, information, a different location or facility? How can these new resources enhance the teaching and learning experience? Will the uncovered assets distract or add to your plans? Remember, you want to enhance your lesson plan, not make it more complicated. Remain intentional and look for alignment. The first component is, of course, your students. This involves getting to know their unique interests, skills, talents, and backgrounds. This is a foundation upon which your lesson plans will be built. And I'll always advocate for making students a part of the process. So think of some fun, quick activities you can do to get to know them, or look back at the get to know you activities you did at the start of the school year. Listen, we're all about working smarter and not harder. Don't forget to take a look around your classroom. This will give you the opportunity to assess your space, the resources you already have, and any potential gaps that you may need to fill as you intentionally plan to enhance your lessons with this asset mapping activity. Last, but certainly not least, think about your school community and all of the strengths that already reside there. This means connecting with your department, your grade team, maybe the parent coordinator, or even the external resources that you have access to, such as the community center, facilitators, other facilities that you can take the students to. All of these things can enrich your lesson plan and give your students a real-world context to what you're teaching them. You're probably thinking, this is all great in theory, but how does it really make an impact on my lesson plans? Well, when you integrate asset mapping into your lesson planning process, you create learning experiences that are tailored to your students' interests and strengths, which ultimately leads to higher engagement and better learning outcomes. You also maximize the potential of your classroom by utilizing its resources to the fullest, making your teaching environment a dynamic hub of education. And let's not forget about the community. By bringing in external assets into your classroom, you make real-world connections that make learning relevant and exciting. When I taught 9th grade humanities, I built a partnership with the local library across the street. The library provided us with high-speed internet, computers, books, and librarians to help students with their research projects. And let me tell you, that was really a blessing because those computers we were working with and the internet we were working with in the building, not it. It actually took more time to log into the computer in the building than it did to actually walk across the street to the library. I found that being in a different learning environment really increased engagement and curiosity. Plus, the library was able to provide all of my students with library cards. For some of them, this was the first library card they ever had. And then when they realized everything that the library card gave them access to, they went to the local libraries closest to their houses. So not only did we expand knowledge there, we empowered students to take control of their own learning. Now, it's time to take everything we talked about and figure out how to apply it to your classroom. And collaborators, you know we got you. Here are a few steps to help you get started. Find one lesson and an upcoming unit that can benefit from a little redesigning. Remember, You don't have to start from scratch. You already have everything you need. Next, create an asset map based on the needs, challenges, or student outcomes of the lesson. I put a link to a template below. Check it out. Choose one asset to work with and get creative on how to incorporate it. You don't have to take on the world. Small steps are still a step forward. Finally, test it out in your classroom. Collect the data, see how it goes. I'm sure everything will work out just the way it's supposed to. All in all, asset mapping is not just a buzzword. It's a tool that can revolutionize your teaching and learning experiences. By harnessing the assets of your students, classroom, and communities, you can create some lessons that will really empower the learners in your classroom. Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, keep exploring, keep mapping those assets, and keep your curiosity burning bright. Until next time, y'all. Peace.